Hello, so we're going to do a sun salutation that will be specifically around generating heat. Now, all Surya Namaskarams, all sun salutations generate heat. This one's going to be particularly focused on building strength and heat in the thighs and the core muscles. And when it is colder outside in the winter months, it can be nice to kind of activate our internal heat systems. And by activating the big muscles and the core muscles, that helps us do that. So we're going to come on to a space that you have a little bit of room to move. And we're going to start with Utkatasana, or fierce pose, commonly called chair pose in yoga classes. But I like the more direct translation because when we're in it for a little while, it can feel a little bit fierce. It doesn't feel really like sitting, hanging out in a chair. So check out your feet and allow the inner edges of your feet to be parallel from each other and straight down from your hip bones. So not your outer hips, but where the front part of your hip bones, you might be able to feel them. And then go straight down from there. That's where your feet will be. And then keeping your feet parallel from each other. For some people, their knees tend to want to come in or their feet want to come out. And if it hurts your knees to have them parallel from each other, go ahead and have a little bit of an outward turn. But if it feels okay, you'll have your inner edges of your feet parallel. And you'll have your knees parallel from each other. So we'll bend the knees. The more you bend the knees, the more you're going to activate those thigh muscles. So you can decide how low or high you want to stay here. And then your hands can be either together at your chest or you can take your arms up. Your choice there. So we're going to start with that. We're going to go through 2 rounds slow each side, and then we're going to move with the breath. So you'll come up to the front of your space, making sure you have some space behind you to move. I should also say if you want to use your knees, be on your knees for this. If you want a blanket or a towel to give your knees some extra support, grab that as well, just so you have it. So we'll bend the knees. And again, make sure the inner edges are parallel. Knees are the same distance as your ankles. Now, allow your weight to be evenly distributed. So you're not only weighting and giving your weight into the heels, nor are you leaning forward into the balls of your feet, but you've got equal weight from front and back. Hands to chest or hands reach up. And then we'll fold. Your knees can be quite bent here. They don't need to be super bent, but if that would help your low back or your hamstrings, the back of your thighs, great. Do that. And then we'll come up halfway where you're lengthening the spine. Reach forward from the crown of the head, and the spine is really long rather than rounded. We'll fold here. We're going to step back with the right foot. And this is an option where you can have your knee down or your knee up. You decide. And we'll come up into a lunge. So same thing with the arms here. Your hands can be together. Your hands can reach up. Your back knee can be down like this, or your back knee can be up. This will be a little more of a balanced shape. From here, we're going to spin the feet. So your toes are facing forward, and then we're going to actually turn our toes out ever so slightly. Not so much so that you feel kind of off balance. There's just a slight turn outward. And then we'll bend the knees. Again, you can decide how much you want to bend, how low you want to go. Hands can stay at your knees, at your chest, or you can bring your arms up into like a cactus shape. We'll release that. You're going to come back into the lunge shape. Back knee down or up. Hands come down to the floor, and then you're going to step back into plank. So for plank, your knees can be down. You just want to make sure your hips are sagging. So you want to have your hips right in line with the rest of your spine, or your knees can be up. We're going to move into side plank. So your right hand will stay down, and then if you're using your knees on the ground, you'll kick your foot out to the side, take your other foot up, or take the other foot long, and take your top arm up towards the sky. And then you'll bring the hand down, back to plank. And then if you want to do it with both knees up, you'll have both knees up. You're going to lean onto your left hand, come onto the outer edge of your left foot, and take the right hand up. Come back to plank. And then we're going to lower down for 5 with the knees up or down, elbows coming close to the body. As you exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Untuck your toes here. Have your hands alongside your body, and then lift up into Shalabhasana or locust. You can also lift your legs. If that puts any pressure on your low back that's uncomfortable, keep your legs down. And then lower. Push back. If you want a little rest break, you can take that in child's pose. Or if you want to be in dog, you can be in downward facing dog. You decide. Then we'll take the right leg up and bring it between the hands. And then we'll take the left leg forward. We're going to come up halfway, get that long length in your spine, and then fold. So while you're here, check out that the inner edges of the feet are parallel. Knees same distance away from each other as your ankles. Bend your knees, and we'll return to where we started. And then come all the way to standing. So I'm going to go to the other side of the mat, so I'm primarily facing the camera. So we'll do that same thing on the second side, and then we'll move with the breath for another round. So we'll bend the knees, arms up or down, fold forward. Lengthen the spine. And then we'll step back with the left foot, knee back, knee up or down, hands also up or down. Another transition, if you're keeping your back knee down, is you can transition with your hands on the floor and then turn your toes out and come up this way. So you've got a little more support that way as well. Keep yourself as low as high as you want to be here. If that knee down is supportive, you'll come back through that and then step back to plank. Your left hand will stay down. Come into side plank. Back to plank. And then if your knees are down, you can take your right leg out to the right, left leg extends, and top arm goes up. Back to plank. Knees down or up as you lower down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Untuck your toes. Come into a back bend where your arms are back. When our arms are back, we're using our back muscles a little bit more. Sometimes we can rely on our arms here more than our back muscles. Legs up or not. Release and push back to child's pose or dog. And then we'll come back. So if you're in dog, you can take your left leg up. If you're on your knees, you could step that left foot forward and then step the right foot forward. Lengthen the spine again and then relax. Relax the head and the neck. Come back up into fierce pose. And then straighten the legs and release the arms. All right, so then we'll do one more round each side where we're going to pair it up with the breath. As I've said in other sun salutation videos, if pairing breath up with movement feels too complicated, don't worry about it. Just play with the movements. And then once you get the movements down, then you can start coordinating the breath with the movement. So we'll inhale, bend the knees, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, right foot steps back. I'm going to show the modified version first. Inhale, come up. Exhale, shift into the middle. Inhale here. Exhale, come back forward. Inhale, back to plank. Exhale, right hand stays down. side plank. Inhale here. Exhale, back to plank. Inhale, your other hand stays down, and go into side plank. Exhale here. Inhale, back to plank. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Untuck your toes. Inhale, little back bend. Exhale, release. Inhale, back to child's pose or dog. Take a couple breaths. On your inhale, come forward, bring your right foot forward. Exhale, bring your left foot forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, reach back up. And exhale, come all the way up to standing. Okay, and then for the second side, I'll do the other variation with different modifications. So pick and choose what works best for you. Inhale, here. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, left foot goes back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale into Devyasana or goddess pose. Inhale, back into the lunge. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale, plank. Left hand stays down. Exhale, side plank. Inhale here. Exhale, back to plank. Inhale, opposite side. Exhale, hold. Inhale, back to plank. On your exhale, lower down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale into your back bend. Exhale, release. Inhale, child's pose or dog. Take a few breaths. Inhale, the left leg will go up. Exhale, bring it forward. Inhale, other foot forward. Exhale here. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, release the hands. Take a moment in Tadasana, or mountain pose. And notice. Notice the heat you just generated. Notice the energy. Notice your breath. Notice the mind. And if you want to take a rest before you transition into whatever is next for your day, you can do that. If you want to take this heat and energy and bring it into your day, great. Thanks for watching.